I think it's like Team Unique, that their synergy, right? The way they directly
Yeah,
synergize is clearer. Whereas I can
yeah,
kind of see it with HellRaisers in that you have this disruption which sets up for Remnant, as well as like when you root someone with Pit of Malice, you can then disrupt them, root them again, sort of thing.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, it doesn't like while there is some synergy, you compare it to Team Uniques where you see all three of these heroes and you're like, I can very clearly imagine how the fight's going to play out and how all these spells are going to interact well.
yeah. Well, the good thing about Voice Spirit is at least if it's like a, it's most likely gonna be a mid here, what I'm thinking, or maybe safe lane. But like a core Void Spirit with Axe, for example, in this game can definitely make Grimstrokes and Rubik's life pretty hard. So there is that at least. Like you can kill these supports quite easily with the Void Spirit if you have a good game. So
I like
Drow
this from
Ranger.
Unique. Yeah, I like the Drow here, right? Because what you just mentioned, all of a sudden, Void Spirit, he doesn't. I don't feel like Void Spirit likes playing against Drow because while you're elusive, there's a risk you get hit by the silence, but also it's not a hero that you instantly get on top of and can kill yourself. Maybe with this Chaos Knight now, though, you do have the follow through.
Yeah, nah, the Drow was pretty good kill, but that's the problem. When you pick a Drow like this, there's gonna be two heroes that is gonna be somewhat countering you, and Chaos Knight. It's a pretty damn good Chaos Knight game, for sure. There's some spells that can make you a bit hard, but like if you just tank up with the CK and you get to a certain point, these heroes don't really do anything to CK after like I don't know, like 25, 30 minutes. If you like just these heroes, I mean draw it can draw itself. It can if you get a good laning stage and you scale. You can have some items that can make CK's life a bit hard, but so far it's a pretty good CK game. Not the freest CK game, but pretty good still. It can make Drow's life pretty hard still.
I think the big worry is whenever we see Chaos Knight picked right now. I feel like the only times we've seen it look really good is if you have a Mag or an Ogre Magi, like something that kind of amps you up. Because the weakness of this hero, right, is of course your inability to farm efficiently. Like you have to supplement that somehow. Because if
Mhm.
you can do that, I can't think of many carries that get as much value out of each item pickup than Chaos Knight.
Yeah, this problem for like with the CK, like you can go from Midas if you want to farm, but at the same time, I think CK is like one of those. Uh, you don't necessarily need that much of a farming item anymore because not the mate for the Phantasm is now that it's a pretty short cooldown on it now, so you can basically use Phantasm almost whenever you want to use it, and you can farm really well with it as well. Like you can send your illusion to push out a wave or something like that and just get free gold from that, or farm the jungle creeps pretty fast. So there's that like CK can kind of farm fast even without a farming item right now, just because of the Phantasm being so low cooldown.
That's true. I like that you bring up that point. I think the way I referred to him as soon as I saw that change, I called him Discount Naga.
Hmm.
Because you can now just, like I said, you can pop that
Yeah,
ultimate and you don't feel bad about sending them just farm creeps. Whereas, you
yeah,
remember previous CK, if you had a bad Phantasm, like you got baited in, it was on the
yeah.
same level of a DP who exorcisms for nothing. You're like,
Yeah, it was
great, we're done.
yeah, it was basically double the cooldown back then. Now it's like 70 seconds and it's just really short. The duration is like I'm not exactly sure. It's like 20, 30 seconds, something like that. Something like that.
I think it's maybe 20, and then you get a talent which gives an extra 8.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, something like that. So it's still like a kind of long uptime on it. So you can still definitely farm with it. Um, And the thing is, like, but the good
oh,
thing as well is that you can farm pretty fast with it, or
oh,
like fight as well.
I just checked actually. We were really under on time. It's 30
Yeah, I think it's
seconds.
more. Yeah, I think yeah, I didn't think it's like 20 seconds because I feel like it does feel strong, like longer. When I at least few times I've been playing it as well. I didn't remember exact number, but it was like 20, 30 seconds,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and then like I said, that is that Phantasm duration talent, which gives an extra
Yeah, yeah,
8 seconds. Also, if you want at 15, I don't know if I've seen this too much, is the cooldown reduction instead of taking the 12 strength. It's
yeah. I
either
think the strength.
14% cooldown or strength.
I think the cooldown reduction was good when you had the long cooldown on Phantasm. Now you have that 70-second cooldown. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel as good. Like the strength probably
exactly.
feels better.
No, I agree. And like it would have made more sense before with the previous Chaos Strike as well, right? Because back then you had a certain amount of time to wait to Chaos Strike again, whereas now it's back to being a real RNG spell.
Yep.
Instead of these goddamn cheap fake RNG spells, like Slaughter, Bash is no longer RNG. Oh,
Yeah, that feels bad, man. I mean, the CK passive now, or that is like it's a weaker on the laning stage, but it is a better spell once
yeah.
the game drags on. So
Oh
it's an
yeah,
interesting
100%.
hero. It's an interesting hero, but it's a pretty good CK game. But yeah, we didn't talk too much about the Willow and Shadow Fiend as well. It is a good. I think the Shadow Fiend kind of fits well in this lineup right now. We have Bloodseeker who can itemize for team fight. There's all these auras and stuff. So the SF can kind of play a bit on behind, and his ultimate obviously always a great tool against especially against the CK and also the other heroes. And he has some good burst potential here. He's gonna have a really great lane against Void Spirit, and at the same time Lil playing this Dark Willow. Uh, it's it's okay Dark Willow game for that fact that you don't really have any dispels, but I don't see anything super crazy about it otherwise. There's no saves as well, so I guess you can have potential of killing a lot of heroes. Dark Willow is one of those fours that it's probably I would say with Phoenix probably the most XP wanting four. Like if you get like this level 15 on Willow, the talent with the Bedlam damage,
Yeah.
just amps your damage so much. Like you can kill so many heroes just by yourself. If you have this Yules, you have the level 15. I would say anyone from that Team Unique team can die if they don't have a defensive item. They can just die like that. So much damage.
True. I should point out to people when Peksu says that this is one of the most XP demanding fours, he's talking realistic ones. When you play Arc Warden 4, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's true.
Or TB4, or
Who
Sniper
would,
4.
who would play TB4? To be fair.
I mean, like, who would do that, right? Like, I imagine there's one person silly enough to attempt that out there. And
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine they'd win all those games either.
I would say if you play TB4, it's gonna be 9 players reporting you.
I'm gonna say that if you are playing TB4 and you've like mastered it, keep it a secret.
How do you master a TB4? What is your what do you do with it? I'm not sure, but maybe one day I will see it.
I mean, I was trying to make a Yapsel reference. I don't know if it slid over your head there, but remember, he did do that.
Okay, I guess I don't actually remember seeing it myself.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it was
okay,
a few months
well,
ago or so.
Yep is
Yapsel is
pretty
something
famous for doing-
unique.
Yeah, he can make. I guess that guy can make anything work. But I'm talking about the general
Oh
type
yeah,
of player.
the general public. Well, you'd be surprised that
Yeah.
many people will generally try that down at my rank.
Yeah.
Fan score. Although I don't get this as much in my rank, a little organized push into the enemy grounds to try and bring down a few heroes, and it's taken a long time, but they finally kill off Vanscore. Duraccio, though, it's been brought low, and he will not die. He lives barely 10 HP.
Close.
All of a sudden,
Keeping an eye
GPK.
as well.
Yeah, he's been pressured.
Oh,
Sidesteps the roots.
Scramble doesn't work.
Yeah, they got it on the wrong spot.
They're coming
Stun.
back. The rush is coming.
They're not done. This is welcome, guys. This is the custom game. This is just the death
Let's
match
go.
now. Oh,
GPK's
GP.
gonna die too.
No, he gets away. Resonant Pulse is on cooldown.
I
He,
feel like-
he gets the kill on Ungrada.
Oh yeah. He's gonna go base now. Just gonna keep it
Meanwhile,
lane, I guess.
look at top. Look at these boring people. Runes?
they're just-
What's
Let's
that?
take the runes. Let's get the runes.
Oh, more kill. Go, go, go. This is what I like to see. This is devised CIS Dota, right? They're like, damn, game one was really close. Guys, you just want to have a big ass fight, you know, in the runes? Yes.
Let's
yes.
Yeah,
It's been
that's
too
always fun.
long. Remember when we used to have the two bounty runes and you got that every game? I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you see that sometimes people still smoking up to get some action. I think HellRaisers felt like they were stronger, and it did work out for them. So nice little start for them in that laning stage.
Yeah, it was almost very awkward. Vanscore, I'll give him credit. He survived a very long time. Probably longer than a Grimstroke has any right surviving against 4 heroes.
Yeah, and same time Durachi also survived with like 10 HP or something. So it's pretty close. That it could have been bad as well for HellRaisers. But it was overall, it was kind of like an even. They got the first blood, but also GPK got some XP and some gold, so it's already good thing for him when he's gonna be playing against a matchup like Void Spirit. He's gonna have even more advantage on this lane.
And naturally, like we already talked about a little bit about how this Voice Spirit, he does have decent setup. A lot of heroes on his team can set up for Remnant, so even without your Yules, you have that. The thing we have to keep in mind is like we didn't talk too much about the Shadow Fiend in like there we go, like right there. I've been watching it, I was like, wait, is he just gone? He is. So already I was gonna say it's a GPK Shadow Fiend, which is one thing, but it's a GPK Shadow Fiend with a Bloodseeker, as even more heroes are dying in the top lane. 19 Teen does not care. And also in the bot lane, CK goes down.
CK dead. I mean, I've been looking at this bottom lane a little bit. They're just the problem for the CK is that he has some really odd build in my opinion. He's not able to get this last hits either that much. Like he has a 4 last hits right now. So a bit surprised he didn't get the cooling plate in this lane. They're just denying quite a lot. Rubik has 3 denies and Bloodseeker has 3 denies. So even though CK is meant to be kind of a strong laner, kind of getting bullied in this lane so far.
In fairness, BZZ is on a strong laner as well. Bloodseeker's
Yeah,
not really
yeah.
a pushover, as
That's true.
Nongrel
That's
is
true.
finding out.
That's true.
I'm worried about that situation in mid though. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna sound like the fanboyism again, but this, if you were to name 3 heroes for GPK, Shadow Fiend is definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's a good hero for him for sure. And it's like I said last game, he was playing against matchup that I think was not in his favor, and he still won that lane. Now he's playing a matchup that he is meant to win, and I mean Xani is doing pretty well, I would say still, but GPK is still on the lead on this XP and gold as well. So and this lane is just gonna accelerate even more. Like level 5 SF is gonna these races are gonna start doing some real damage to this Void Spirit, so he needs to be careful how he plays in this lane.
You can see there, GPK had the opportunity to like spam out the razors, but he's like, wait, no. Now, if I wait for 5, then actually Sai's in a situation where potentially he just gets dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that this matchup is gonna be a lot on the rune now. The 30 seconds, both teams I would expect to send at least one support to help on the rune, because either of these heroes that gets the rune, like if CBK gets this rune, it's so bad for Xani. But if Xani gets the rune, he can kind of still sustain on the lane and get levels. And mostly you want levels on this lane. If you get like level 6 on Void Spirit, with a good speed, it's good for you. But yeah, you can see a lot of supports. A lot of support on the runes.
Yeah, I was like, bot's being covered, now top as well. Lil's there first. Remnant thrown out. The rune is bot. Non-Growler has to snatch it away from Illusion. And all of a sudden, Lil's in trouble here. He's got the Shadow Realm. He'll hold on to it. GPK. Got Bade going back towards a different target with the raise. Lil's gone. That was an ambitious TP to say the least.
Yeah, that was a weird. I thought Lil was gonna be fine there because GPK wanted to go for Xani there, but ends up getting the kill at the last second there with the race.
I think he's been watching too many Disney movies where the fairies never die. That's not the case in the world of Doa.
True. Jirachi is gonna be harassed here quite a lot again. This is another salve.
This is probably, like, I want to say this is the new kind of Centaur Rubik lane, as in level 1 telekinesis being useful.
Yeah, it's just nice to have the Bloodseeker. Like Bloodseeker in general is just a pretty strong laner, and with Rubik, you just need that little bit of time for your Blood Ride, and then with the lift, even with that 1 second lift, it's enough.
Illusion? Well, they're gonna try and jump in on him, and it looks like with that 2-second stun, there's no way to save him.
Yep, well, that's an important kill for them. Much needed gold for Jirachi for sure. He definitely needs all the gold that he can get.
Yeah, especially with how fast Unique's lineup plays, right? Like, yeah, we talk about Drow nowadays and how she likes to farm, but this hero can kind of be present early, especially when you have this amplifying type of hero that is the Shadow Fiend with the presence of the Dark Lord in the mid game.
Yep. If you have a good laning stage from Drow, that's mostly what you need, because you will amp pretty fast on the lane and the jungle, and then you can go get towers and just even farm faster from there. So laning stage is the most important for the Drow. You don't really want to go to jungle like level 4, level 5. You want to get like level 7, and then you can start like fast farming this jungle. And the fastest you get it is from the lane. He's getting all the XP. Vansker is doing a good job of giving him the solo XP in this lane, so 19 is just enjoying his life.
Yeah, and this lane isn't really going to pressure him much. Like I feel like the moves for HR in this lane is very choreographed. You can see when they're going to try and kill you with a Willow and with an Underlord.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better lanes for. I mean, like not so good lane for the Underlord. I mean, Drow hates to play against heroes that can just get on top of you and just like kill you from like 100 to 0. But this lane is not necessarily like that. Even though Underlord has the root as well, it's just not enough at the early levels.
Also, I think Atrophy Aura doesn't work against Drow's marksmanship, right?
Not 100% sure if it does or not.
Yeah, I'm wondering on that one because
Yeah,
it would have to do with the calculation order, right? Because it does
yeah,
pierce through the enemy's defenses, ignoring base armor. But I wonder if like it's calculated before or after Atrophy Aura's damage reduction.
that's not fully sure on that part.
Yeah, like I don't think you can't like amp up with crits, right? The damage from the pierce doesn't get amped up by crits.
Yeah.
So in
Well, you're
theory,
chill.
it's being applied when it reaches the target. I think.
Yeah, it should be like that in theory as well.
Yeah. And then obviously the debuff is on the original hero. So I'm gonna put a bold guess that will be flamed by someone, and they will give me a DM to correct me that that's not how it works. Phonic, I'm gonna move away. 19 has to walk around. They try and slow him down enough. If they start hitting him with these arrows, he'll die. But that's the pos one drow for you. He says nope, not worth it. Creeps too far away from lane. He's just having a panic attack right now. He needs to go back to hitting these melees and range creeps.
Yeah, Xani is here, but they have spotted him on the ward and not gonna get anything out of this. GPK is just getting to hit this mid tower a bit for free.
I
Gonna
feel
have
like
travel.
I was just gonna say, I feel like in this type of game, right? Like when you look at Vanscore's score 0-2-2, you know, I feel like he's actually had a lot of kind of presence in the way that he's played this early game, right? I want you to rate him on a scale of 0 to 5. How many Peksus do you give him?
I think he has been doing good, like maybe like 4. I think
I
he's
think
been
that's
doing.
respectable.
Yeah, I think he's been doing good on this lane. Like, all you want to give is, like, if you play with Drow, the best thing you can do, if you can't kill them, to give your Drow the most XP you can. Obviously, he's not having the best time of himself, but in the end, he's still the 5, and the Drow has a good time. It's all you need. Drow is mostly those heroes that if Drow has a bad game, you will feel really bad, because this hero doesn't really recover that easily. But he's pretty. He has like a solid lane, so they're fine with this lane.
Yeah. I just thought I'd highlight it because, like, you know, it's one of those things we rarely talk about fives unless they're on like a 10 kill streak at 20 minutes in. You're like, wow, what a great five performance. It's always the small things, right? Like you mentioned,
Yeah.
he's given loads of space to the drow. He like set up a kill for GPK in the mid. Obviously, he gave across that first blood, but it took them 4 heroes and a very long time to kill him. It's all these
Yeah.
small details.
Yeah, it's fives mostly. It's like small things, unless you play some. Let's say if you play some oracles and whatnot, you know, this type of like flashy heroes, you can always do some cool stuff, and it can definitely show. But you don't always see that kind of things from the fives. That kind of can get the show off potential or whatever.
Yeah, no, not unless you're doing your Tide Hunter fives.
Yeah,
I've got a list.
I'm sure you do.
It's alright, in the break, I'm just going to torture you and just run you through. So does this one work as a support? And we're just going to come with the second series and they're just going to hear the dread in your voice. You're like, I have seen the abyss. It is pigeon-shaped.
I did play Night Stalker 5 yesterday in my.
I mean, that's respectable. Oh, you're actually.
so,
I think that is a very dead CK. I don't know if Non-Grata is going to be able to save you from this one. GPK was trying to yoink it with a raise, but in the end, it's 19 team that gets the kill.
yeah, Jurachu is. I mean, he's still not. Yeah, actually, his farm is way better than I thought. But it's still an important kill. The lineup of Unique is definitely like you wanna. At like 20 minutes, you wanna just be going as 5 and kind of taking these objectives. So right now they're already setting up to get this bottom tower, but at the same time, HellRaisers is also looking to wanting to defend this tower.
Meanwhile, actually, they're going to defend top on the side Unique, and they're going to actually make Phonic pay for it as well. That's the boost of travel now up and online for GPK, by the way.
Yeah, he's just getting really involved.
Little kill on the
Merchandise.
Rubik and the bot, but I feel like
Yeah.
Keisani's been forced to spend a lot of time in this bottom area of the map, where maybe
Yeah.
ideally you'd rather be able to rotate more freely.
Xani has been in general running around a lot in this game. He's still having a pretty good time. Like he's still farmed, but he's been spending a lot of time on these lanes and just like waiting for someone to come. Like even there, he was like smoked for like 20 seconds, waiting for the opportunity. They do get the kill, so it does work out in the end. But when you can see like GPK, he kind of makes that fast move and then he's back to farming, and he's already like 1k ahead of the Void Spirits. He's definitely gonna amp up even more in the farm game here.
I was just thinking about that the moment where you said like you're just waiting on the side for someone to arrive on the wave. Like, how long does it usually take you before you just feel that awkward, this isn't going to work moment, where like you're just waiting for someone to actually come for a wave and they don't?
I think it's kind of like after 10 seconds maybe already. You want to feel like, oh, well, this probably doesn't feel like the arcade anymore.
All right, well, you didn't have to wait long for BZZ, and
Yeah.
they're just going to leave him hung and dry.
Yeah. Like in general, you want to make that play like fast as possible so you can do something else. More time it takes, it always feels worse and worse. So it's like that's how I can say about it at least.
Oh, it's interesting you mentioned like the 10 seconds as a support. I'd imagine that is right.
No,
like,
maybe
as a
as a
core.
support it's as a support maybe it's different, but as a core I feel like if you spend more time, let's say like GPK for example is pushing the mid lane with that stuff, and you're like doing something like that on top lane, and you're losing your tower is like half HP. It feels really bad if you're not getting anything done on the top lane. You want to get those kills and you want to be back to defending your lane, and if that doesn't happen, it does feel very bad.
Well, Unique will be feeling a little bit bad about that. They weren't able to make a good play with the Soulbind. Not the longest cooldown in the world, and it offsets Kasani's attempts at aggression. You know, in fairness, Kasani is keeping up right now in terms of net worth. Yeah, you're behind GPK, but I think that's kind of par for the course. Like, you're up against the Shadow Fiend. You expect him to farm quicker, and oh no, illusion. The pain of the support when his ward is spotted out. Assimilate won't get him out though. Phoenix able to tick him down with a fast storm.
Still, yeah, Xani is definitely still having a good game. Like he's still, even though the laning stage wasn't maybe the best for him, he was still doing okay, and now he's getting involved in 6 kills already, so getting stuff done for sure. They might kill GPK here.
Well, trying to come in on him. Bedlam's going to be thrown out in the fan score. Inks will try and buy enough time, but he knows he's done.
Yeah, that's the power of Willow. You just find someone alone. Can definitely do supports. Can definitely just die to this Willow, even at this early stage.
And you don't really have any ways of dodging out on the Cursed Crown either. I think like the closest you're going to get is maybe Manta later on for 19-teen.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good Willow game in that sense that you don't really have saves or defensive spells.
Kesani. He needs some more defenses, but nobody's coming to help him. He'll try and dodge the Blood Right. Successfully does so, and it looks like he's out and away from this.
Yeah, he's fine. He has even one more step, so there's no way that they catch him here. They're still chasing, but I don't think he should die, yeah.
Nah, they at least forced a step out of him, but he'll be happy with that. That's 3 heroes rotating for nothing.
So GK actually, he had the Yules queued up, but now he's going for the BKB. So it decides to, I think, skip the Yules completely. Surprised by this Travels BKB. Not sure if I'm the biggest fan of that. I think if you want to go for the BKB rush, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Travels is definitely have been getting more attention. So I'm not sure, but I would have maybe liked the Travels use a bit more, and then going for like a BKB, because I still think that you're gonna get kited a little bit with just having a BKB.
This is kind of my worry, right? Is that word you mentioned there is the kiting. Is like what we just got a preview of at top is Unique's initiation isn't very solid.
Yeah, it's not very good. They lack that for sure. Like they have a Bloodseeker starting with a Rupture, or like Rubik starting with some kind of lift, but Rubik starting a fight right now is pretty not that optimal. Later on the game, for sure. Like once he gets some like items like Lens Blink or whatever, he can start a fight. But for now, it's pretty hard.
And also, like that Rupture you mentioned, right? This is where we're starting to see the downside is if it's the wrong target, for example, someone like Kesani, or if Kesani is having the start he's having. You know, the biggest issue you run into is you rupture a target, and HellRaisers, I feel like they're confident to stand and fight as 5 right now. It's actually they're trying to fight with GPK. He's got the Requiem in 2 seconds. He needs to buy enough time, but the stun will ensure that he will be brought down. They hunt forward. They find 19-teen in the tree line as well. He's not able to find any vengeance. And on the side, the Rupture, turnaround coming. BZZ's trying to turn this fight and get some vengeance right now, but Funnick will be able to escape. They just don't have the damage to kill him off. And on the side, the Ratchia will find a freebie in the 3rd kill, as it's going to be a triple kill for this Void Spirit.
Alright. And a really good fight for HellRaisers there. Yeah, that's the problem with Unique though, like their team fight is pretty bad right now, and also GPK deciding to go for this Travels BKB rush and not even having the BKB. If he gets stunned once, he's just gonna die. They don't have a save, like I've said a few times already. It's just really hard for them to fight them right now. Even though they kind of want to fight them, but they don't really have the items to fight them yet. That's a
Full
good
of
kill though.
well there. Yeah, Illusion, like he got one of the best spells you can have in this game. He switched it out now, but
Yeah.
that Pit of Malice set up that kill completely.
Yeah. The Firestorm is also really good. Like that's always the nice thing having a Rubik against Underlord. You will always have like good spells to steal. Anything you steal from Underlord is always good. Like just the Firestorm as well against the CK can do a lot of damage.
Oh, see if we can do the damage. He get dragged in, but they're actually baiting the CK into his own death. And Unique, they realized, okay, actually, you know, as long as we don't let them amass as 5, we are much stronger than HellRaisers right now.
Yeah. That is the power of their lineup for sure. If they don't fight them 5v5 before they have their items, they're really good. They just get these pickoffs, and that's all they need. Once GP gets this BKB, then it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be like that they can just kill this Asaf that easily like they did in that one fight. But with the BKB, it's gonna be way different.
Yeah, that was kind of the weird fragility. Is like you could see that when he goes to these boosts of travel, the kind of onus is on Unique to find these pickoffs, right? They should be able to cruise across the map a lot quicker, which isn't something I'd often say against an Underlord Void Spirit lineup, but the way that this game is meant to play out, yes. It's just I think that their issue is they kind of jumped their timing, right? And that bot fight was a perfect example of that, is getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah. We have Underlord with the Yules. What is Dirachi going for? He wants okay, so we went for Midas Echo Saber. So he just wants to scale, and I think that is the right way of Dirachi. Like, if he just gets really farmed in this game, it's gonna be hard to deal with. Like, I would think like a heart later on is gonna be that item that his illusions are almost gonna be non-killable, or like they're gonna take a lot of time for them to kill them. So more and more the CK gets farmed, it's gonna be better. At the same time, Unique, they have the Asaf Drow, so they do scale pretty well as well. It's hard to say right now. They have a BCC with the mech right now, and Veil, and they also have a BKB on GBK. So this is probably the gold time for Unique, if there is one, to think about making a move together.
Yeah, and they will smoke up. And I am glad that Diracio did go for this Midas. Otherwise, I'd be face palming myself the Midas that he should have bought. I just don't think you can afford to go for like maybe an armlet build this game. You'll fall behind too hard. And I'm glad he's queued up the BKB. The amount of games, especially in the CIS region, where I've seen a Drow beat a Chaos Knight because he refuses to build a BKB is baffling to this day.
Yeah. No, Grada might be the
Silence is coming out on a non-grata. Easy pick off into a tower push. Like you said, this is Unique's time. And HellRaisers might just have to back up and give them their time in the limelight.
They have to be careful now how they take the fight, because, like I said, you can't burst this GPK SF anymore. You have this BKB. It's gonna be pretty hard. And at the same time, you also have the mech fail, so you have a lot of sustain just coming from the Bloodseeker and also damage amplification.
Yeah, and now with that movement speed talent 25, like GPK has become the speed demon. He can pursue these targets pretty easily, especially like the supports in the Underlord.
Yeah. Didn't talk too much about this, but Lil has a blink, so he can really make a difference in that fight. Of like, maybe he can start the fight by killing one of the supports right away. And he's just gonna get even stronger from here. Like level 12, level 15, those are his damage timings when he's gonna be like be able to just burst one hero right off the start of the fight.
It's fair to bring that up at this stage as well, right? Because when you look at the comparative, Illusion, he went for this Aether lens, so he's really immobile. If he gets caught, there is no escape for him. There's no escape for Funnick either. He gets dragged back, a lot of damage already done. He can buy a little bit of time with Yules, but it's just to allow teammates to get away. Or is it? Diracio, he goes in for the kill on the Bloodseeker. Trade of offlaners right now. That should be all that she wrote. I don't think they're going to be looking for more here. Lil forced to just throw out his ultimate to try and stay alive, but now he's cornered and he knows it. GBK trying to go in to finish off this kill. He's juking himself out. As a result, they're going to lose the Rubik. They will get the kill in Lil. Now GBK charging up the record with the BKB means Diracio has no hope in hell of getting away, as they'll run him through and make sure that they're the ones to take the bigger bounty away from this fight.
All right. Well, that's a good fight. Fight for Unique. It did look okay for HellRaisers once they get those kills as well, but yeah, they're BKB SF. They don't really have an answer to it yet, so it's gonna be HellRaisers needing to get more farm and more farm. Like, if But the good thing for HellRaisers is that they do have a good like late game as well against their heroes. So game is still pretty even. No one, I would say neither of these teams are still in like a lead in this game. It's pretty close game still.
No. But you can see like, the way the unique have itemized, right? The heroes as well. They're looking to
Yeah,
peak around that 35 minute mark, right? Whereas you can see
yeah.
that HellRaisers, it's one thing we mentioned earlier about Chaos Knight. While he's slow to these items, there is not many heroes that compare to the power spikes you get out of your big item pickups.
Yeah, I mean the unique is like, yeah, I would say like in next 10 minutes they probably wanna take the Roshan and then try to pressure high ground if they can. Obviously for HellRaisers they need to try to
Oh,
prevent that from happening.
I think Funnick. No, they kind of gave it away. That could have been a very easy kill because 19 Teen had the DD, but they were a little bit reluctant as they couldn't see anybody else in the team of HellRaisers out on the map.
Yeah. I just yeah, Unique is just trying to make the move. At the same time, HellRaisers, they're trying to play defensive and get more farm and more farm.
And it's going to pay off soon as well. Because if you look at Kasani, he's about to get his axe complete. And we mentioned this earlier. Like, if you can reach that back line, you completely screw Unique support combo. Meanwhile, speaking of screwed supports, Nongrada gets caught out and killed off pretty quick.
Yeah. Also, Rubik stole the Rumble Mace. That's a little nice spell there as well. So we didn't talk about too much, but this has become a pretty good Rubik game. There's a lot of spells from especially from the Dark Willow and Underlord you can just steal and feel really good about. So gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, most of these heroes offer good things. Movement in from the
Lil.
Willow on the Vanscore, trying to stay close to the creeps. The Ink Sweater silence up, but it's not going to be good enough. The silence comes out as the movement forward from Kasani connects. 19 Teen trying to force stuff away. Lift buys a little bit of time. Rupture there as well. Everything to try and protect the Drow. She one's up. Needs to move away. Funnick is bodyguarding against this. The Gust comes out. Requiem follow up. 19 Teen trying to escape the route. Funnick trying to finish this kill, but he can't. He does not have the damage to follow through. 19 Teen, the ticks won't bring him down. Instead, Kasani falls and Funnick has nowhere to run and hide. As they'll just chase forward. He doesn't have his ultimate for 80 seconds, so no Uber ride out, and GPK is a race car ready to run this pedestrian over. They're actually arriving, won't be able to find the opportunity though. He zones them away. He saves the day for the Underlord at least.
Yep. They're still like Unique still lacks a little bit of that catch part, but now they have the Pit of Malice and there's a Blink Dagger close for Illusion, so Rubik can definitely start getting to that point soon that he's gonna be able to set up a lot of kills for Unique. He's already having the lens, so he already has some tools, but with the Blink he's gonna have even more ways of starting the fight and catching the side of HellRaisers.
Yeah, and the next fight he's got incredibly good opening like lockdown, right? Because he's got the Pit Malice and in conjunction with the lift, that's going to be a lot of time people locked down. Should also not be underrated that that's HellRaiser's reveal of the Aghanim Scepter on the Void Spirit that backfires and causes his own death.
Yeah, he's it's an unfortunate death for him for sure. But they have a BKB now in the red shield. They feel really want to fight right now, or go for a Roshan. They do know that Unique is playing on the bottom side, so they could maybe try to sneak a Roshan here if they want to.
Are they quick enough though? I feel like this would be a bit
Yeah.
slow.
It is a bit slow, but if they know that they're playing, well, they don't see them right now, so they don't feel good about it. They want to make the play instead. Might go on
Towards
GPK
mid.
here.
They're pinging GPK. The lift's going to come out. He has got a BKB though. Jumps in with the Requiem charged up. Forces the BKB out the Chaos Knight. He's leashed together with the feared up Void Spirit who's trying to run away. So he's on his own here. He's already lost 2. Yeah, you get the kill on the Grimstroke, but now with your BKB running out, you are in dire tides. Racho spotted out. Pit of Malice is there. No escape from the hell that is the forces of Unique.
That's the one thing that can't happen. You can't like go on
Now
the guy
you tell
like
him.
yeah, it's just like you have Asaf and he has this BKB, and if he just gets the ulti when you use your ulti, it was close though from Duracia. If he was like, if you perfect timed that, he might be able to like be in the Phantasm so Illusion doesn't die to the Requiem, and then he can maybe just turn it around, but GPK gets that timing and also serves the Shadow Races, and then the Illusions just die instantly. That's the problem with BKB on CK. That when you go BKB on CK is that sure you make yourself like unkillable kinda, but at the same time the CK is a lot about these illusions. You're mostly about your illusion damage and your like. So if you don't have those illusions, your damage is not that good. Like especially at this point in the game. You don't really have damage items yet. You're basically just playing to survive, make your illusions do the damage. So it's a
I
hard
think
part, but yeah.
that's the deceptiveness of Drow, though, right? Like this
Mhm.
hero forces you to go BKB. Maybe Manta is an alternative you could consider as well, because Gust is like overwhelmingly effective against the CK. It completely
Mhm.
validates your ability to get into the fights.
Yeah. It's kind of true. Like one thing you could think about is like I don't see it too much anymore, but people used to go at least Blink Dagger on CK, and I still think it's a good item. That's one way you can get on top of the draw without caring too much about the Gust. But overall, he still needs to get a lot of items in the CK. Like I said, it's a good CK game, but it's not like a perfect CK game. He needs items to make this hero get to that point that it feels really good. Right now, there's this just the SF itself being able to kind of nullify everything from this CK.
It's that case of when we refer to it as a good CK game, where like if this gets into a late game scenario, like
Yeah,
HellRaisers have definitely put less pressure themselves from a late game situation, but Unique are applying a lot of pressure in this mid game situation as they're going to zone them all away. Terrorize has to be thrown out to ensure there's no pursuit from Unique. But now, with what you committed on the side of HellRaisers, you may have to forfeit this tier 2 tower as the creeps are pushing in.
yeah. It's probably gonna be most likely this mid tier one, mid tier two. I mean, pressured here, or they might go for top as well. Funnick.
He'll waddle over. Not really worth the commitment. I
It's
say
just
that. GPK hunts, but he won't be able to find him.
they just like that catch a little bit. They do have the blink now. Blink on the Rubik now also has Purge now as well, so that's a nice little steal there. You can just decide a target, then that hero is not gonna move.
I feel like probably. I don't know if you use that on the Underlord. Just ensures that he can't
Yeah,
escape, right? Because he's got the 4-staff as well.
yeah, it's alright, like using it on him.
Not that you
As
need to,
well
because
as
it's just gone.
that was a nice purge actually from Illusion. He used it on the Underlord. He ulted
Yeah.
himself there, but wasn't able to use it, so dies
Same with
there.
the 4-staff, right? Like, there's nothing you can do if that purge is pointed at
Yeah,
your Underlord right now.
yeah. At the same time, like I said, yeah, Underlord is probably the best target, so you can just make sure that you can kill the hero. But it's not too bad on the CK as well. You have the BKB, so you can still slow him through the BKB with this with that purge. So, and you will have it again soon. Like that's just a 60-second cooldown on that spell. You will have it again in when Underlord is up.
Yeah, he's going to be a sad boy. And I don't think his team wants to fight anytime soon. You can already see that HellRaisers have committed to the split push way of life as they're just trying to shove in this bot lane,
Yeah.
hoping that Unique will come back and deal with this instead of taking more buildings.
Yeah. So before SF had the BKB, Hellraisers felt really good about taking the 5-on-5 fights, but now it's the completely opposite. Now Hellraisers wants to dodge and they want to split push, but their split push is kinda not so good. So
Oh, they've caught him.
oh,
His science and Trop is gone.
he's dead.
All right, that is meant to be the most difficult kill to find, but Illusion's just making it easy. You know, he's still got
Yeah.
some way to go to outdo himself compared to game one, but, you know, it's a good start.
Yeah, it's doing good. Like he's playing. Last game he was playing like a god. Now he's playing good. You know, just playing good.
Hey, he's like Zeus and now he's Hercules, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's demoted himself, but he's still impressive.
yeah. But yeah, Hellraisers is in a pretty bad position right now. Not sure what is their best play. They had to kind of just somehow try to fight in their base with the Firestorm and the Dark Willow spells, and that's probably the best chance of them having. But at the same time, Unique doesn't need to go high ground if they don't want to. They can just farm up more and more. Like the Drow still can get even bigger. Like Drow wants to fight right now, but he can still scale more and more if you get few items. So and Asaf, he's a Shiva now, he's going like Octarine, so that hero also scales really well. They're smoked up here though.
Well, I don't think they want to NR on GPK. He's not really that easy to bring down. The Gust gets thrown out. Duracho drags one in. BKB, Phantasm activated. GPK raises to bring down those illusions and bring them low. 19 teams hit by the Purge, but trying to chase forward. Illusion with the root connecting on the 3 heroes. They're trying to Uber out of this. They need to be quick though. Duracho is able to get out. But that's everything. I mean, you've thrown everything in that fight, really. And now,
Pretty much.
with the situation of the creep waves, Unique are probably just going to run down these lanes.
Yeah. There's also no BKB now on the CK. I mean, they're pretty happy that they get the Thunderlord ulti out, because that would have been really bad for HellRaisers. They weren't able to fight that anymore. Rubik did steal the pit again. Oh, he might die now though.
Oh, maybe. Lil's gonna join him though. He's like, I'm not going down alone, buddy.
I mean,
DPK. They're dragging him in right now. He's got the BKB though. Charging up the Requiem. The slow's coming out. The Chaos Knight is in trouble. Ruined on the spot. No way out of this. It's going to be brought down.
Alright. Dead. Yeah, I was gonna say it was a good kill from Lil because the Rubik did have the Pit of Malice, so it's a word for him to kill him. But now obviously Duraccio feeling a bit too strong there. Obviously they need to respect the BKB of Asa still, and just ends up dying for free.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how you can feel strong against GPK right now. I think you're I don't want to be mean, but you seem a bit delusional if you think you can take this swole demonic being on. He's very big and very scary at this stage of the game.
Yeah. He's gonna have 25 now as well and stuff, so he's gonna have that crazy good talent with this build that he has. Like, I mean, he could go for a minus armor as well, because their lineup is not too bad with that, but
I mean,
I'm very
could,
likely. Yeah,
but
probably gonna go the CDR. It's just too good when you play this, especially when you play this
the
caster Asa. Yeah.
It's also like the presence aura doesn't feel that great if you don't take the buildings, right?
Yeah,
like, that's where it's
yeah.
godly.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's true.
I like they didn't in this game as well. It's just like it was already a good casting game because of the Bloodseeker, but also whenever I see that build, which you don't see it too often these days, people love their movement speed too much. It's usually when you've got a Deso builder, for example, right? So it's like double minus armor on structures.
I mean, they're gonna attack buildings anyway, like really fast, so
yeah,
not like he needs it.
On the side, Banscore will be brought down. Little sidestep, snipe out the courier while he's at it.
That's the Dark Willow though. Like these supports have this 0 defense. Okay, now Illusion has a Yule, so he can survive against that now. But Banscore still not feeling the same way. He has a Glimmer, but they should have Dust in order to kill him.
Yeah, reduced a lot of damage though. Oh, disruption to save the CK. Gus, there's no follow-up from Non-Grata, and they're moving in. BKB's get activated. 19-2 trying to force stuff away with the DD. Standing up with Duraccio. He needs some assistance though. Purge to slow him down. Nobody's coming to assist him just yet though. He's surrounded on all sides. The Stolen Disruption used to save the day. Illusion. HellRaisers coming out with the Requiem as well. Trying to do the follow-up, but they lose the Drow. And as a result, they need to retreat. GPK in a bit of trouble himself. Fuel to slow him down. Chase is going to be there. Pit of Malice down. Force stuff across to the side. The Blood Rope thrown on the ground. And Duraccio dead alongside Lil. All of a sudden, HR, what looks like a good fight, instant greed punishes them.
They just want the GPK so bad that they like throw, like he doesn't have BKB, they just pop everything on him, but it's still like he's still so tanky. And then there's the Bloodseeker also with the heals, and Illusion just throwing off these firestorms and lifts and Fate's Bolt, and it's close, but it's not enough to kill the SF. And he's gonna have Octarine now as well coming up, and it's gonna be even harder to kill him.
No, it's definitely getting a little bit awkward to watch. It's almost like mid-game GPK has typed to Funnick and said, yo, bro, if you kill me once, I'll join your team. And they're like, get him! Just kill him! Bring him down right now!
Yeah, I mean, they should pop even more than they try, but not everyone is putting everything for it.
Almost. They're saving the kitchen sink, you know?
Yeah.
Time like this, you need to save that for washing your hands.
Yeah. Okay, there's Russian here, so that's probably gonna be the objective here. They did kill 19 there, at least in that fight. So there is that problem still, that even though CK now has this really good talent that level 21, so or like 20, that you have this spell immune pierce now. So you can, if your illusion doesn't die right away, you can definitely burst this Drow. And Asov is a bit harder to burst, but the Drow can definitely die with the CK's potential damage.
Yeah, the pose is ensuring that, right? Because 19, it's not just one of these games where you can kite easily as the Drow Ranger. However, you don't have to kite if you just can afford to die. With an Aegis in hand, 19 is definitely feeling that way.
Yeah. And it's gonna go for the tier 2 here. CK used Phantasm to push the wave, but it's okay. Like, he's gonna have it again in 50 seconds. I would not expect them to push that fast for him to not have it.
I'm just looking at GPK right now. He got the recipe in the Voodoo Mask, but it looks like he switched it up. He doesn't want the Octarine core.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm not sure. Especially if you buy the recipe as well, you're like, all right.
Well, I'll
He
come
could
back
also
for it
do,
later, I guess, but
yeah,
still.
I'm not sure. Like he could have the hex there just for now, but he's also could be just like he wants to buy back right now for the most part, and then
Oh,
he
lift.
doesn't know.
Nongrata in trouble. Force stuff to get him away. This slows the clip from the arrows, but they can't quite bring him down. It's close though. Oh, Fable.
Right?
I think he gave them vision there.
Yeah, that is true. He gave for sure because he used the disruption. Okay. Well, that's a
Alrighty
free
then.
kill there.
No.
Yeah.
Unique won't stay our gift, forcing them out. Instead, they'll go in and they'll try and send the horse to the glue factory as they find the kill on the Underlord as well. And all right, that's the keys to the base.
Yeah,
And the
like
glyph so early.
Gonna get to push more. Panic probably has to
I mean, you have to
buy
buy
back
right?
here. Yeah. But they don't
There
want.
we go.
Yeah. They're just gonna buy back like that.
We're like, okay, 19, just stand there and click. You got an
You
egg
wanna
after
burst
all,
BK
GPK.
here.
He's got the BKB though, it's the problem. The Requiem being charged up, and he doesn't get the BKB off on the CK. He's down. Diracho, he has no buyback.
Yeah, he doesn't. There's just few times I've been seeing a little bit, like playing a little bit maybe over excited or whatever. Like he's not. He wants to go on this Asa, but he's like
You
letting
make him
use
sound like a
BKB.
dog in heat right there.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just looking at these few fights now. He tried to kill GPK. GPK just pops BKB and ultis, and then Duracio died 2 times the same way. So it's like he's going for the same mistake a few times now, and it's kind of like I wouldn't say costing them the game, but making it pretty hard at least.
I mean, it might now. They're going to lose more heroes. Shadow Demon, he just got back recently, brought down again. Funnick hit up by the slows, needs to escape. Will be ignored because they just want more buildings. But with that kill, that's going to make the push on the bot lane even easier.
I mean, you have Aegis, you have.
Okay, Sunny's gone in. BKB, he sees an opportunity to bring down a target. Illusion is low, but won't die that quick. The disruption, the Yules afterwards, but he can't use it. The Firestorm ticks him. Alright.
Well, that's at least they're defending the other side. They get Midrax at least, but they're still keeping alive. Going in.
Jesus, GPK. I mean, you are very strong. You are the boss. We understand, but I don't think that's the way you want to use that Hex reveal. And admit that you no longer have buyback.
Maybe he doesn't care.
Of course he doesn't. 11, 1, 13. You know, that one death, it was a misclick. It was just a misclick.
There we go.
Yeah, see? Misclick's coming out from Willow this time. GPK charging up the Requiem. Kisai is able to move away quick enough. They did force out the BKBs, but Duracho, he goes in. Phantasm activated, looking to bring down BCC, but the Guardian Greaves to heal him up is just too good. And Duracho's BKB down to half duration already. The disarm out of the Drow, but she should be able to escape from this. Still got the Aegis to play with the Sob on the sides to slow down the reinforcements. So all of a sudden, the turnaround coming to Duracho. The stun control on the 19 team to bring him low. They'll be able to get through the first life, but what is your means to get through the second? GPK gets dragged in. 2 second stun, trying to burst through him quickly. On top of him, the BKB from Kisani, so he's not a target. They're going to try and will him down, but first they will lose the Chaos Snake. Kisani needs to escape from this. Will go for the kill to BCC, but now 19 team with full health could fight up against him. Pushes him away, actually wants out of this. The Manta to get rid of the slow. Vansk on the side is going to be brought down as well. And it looks like the Drow is going to fall because the root control for Funnick is superior and able to end the life of the Pos 1 and Unique.
Alright. Well, Durachi dies, but they kill everyone else. And Xani is suddenly 25. Just, suddenly just gets that low 25.
Hold up though. He took the Astral Step. I mean, I can kind of get behind his idea they're lacking damage to an extent, but the Dissimulate stun him for 2.5 seconds with these short BKBs on Unique.
Yeah, it's kind of good as well. But I guess because, he went for the Desolator. I saw it like getting quite so maybe just feels like he needs all the damage right now. I don't think they necessarily lack lockdown necessary. So in that sense, I think it's fine. Like with all these talents and this damage is the Blightstone Orb of Destruction. Illusion and Vanscore definitely are gonna be like free kills for him if he just ever gets to go on them right now. They need to be really careful with their positioning.
Wow.
Lil?
I think Illusion's already a free kill for Lil. Especially with the reinforcements coming in. Rubik has no way to escape this. He just tries to cause a little bit of havoc before finally dying.
They're gonna be able to push a little bit here as well. If they want to. Durachio is not here though, so might be hard outside of the tier 2.
I mean, we're getting that point, but there's a little bit of bite back from HellRaisers. I don't know if I'd say we're at the same level of the previous game, but we are starting to see signs of life out of the HR roster.
Yeah, it's a bit like that again. So it's going a little bit like that. I mean, as a BKB, he's 5 seconds now. He does have that CDR talent though, so he's still gonna have a BKB often. But there's potential definitely that they can kill GPK when he doesn't have that BKB.
Well, especially the open Van score. He got the push out before blinking away, and as a result, they couldn't initiate non grata. Instead, Grimstroke's going to be left behind. Soulbind gets thrown out. Hex is thrown out, and the Void Spirit down to half HP, and they decide to just get out because he's ruptured.
Yeah. They didn't. That was a good terrorize, but they didn't really commit together for GPK. Xani went for him, but his team didn't follow up for him. They just killed the Vanskor. But they just smoke up again, and they want to go right away. This is a good chance.
He's got the Silver Edge. GPK hit by the stun, dragged in as well, already down to half HP. BKB just to try and run away. Can't even TP, realizes the damage is too high, and as a result, he's in a lot of trouble. Blink away, Kisani moves forward with his own BKB though, finds the target. GPK's dragged in, killed off as well, and dead for 100 seconds. No buyback either.
No buyback. There we go. Finally, Durachi gets to go that. First, now he's stunned first, and then he used ulti. Instead of hitting him first and then trying to stun. Because, there we go. They finally get the kill, and now they can at least probably get the tier 2. Roshan is also can spawn soon, so it's something that they can look to go for.
And we see the fragility, right, of Unique draft, the way it functions, because that was a 2-second stun, right?
Yep.
GPK, the boss of the game. Well, I mean, this raid boss is outdated content at this point. We're like 4 Warcraft expansions in now, and he's from the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the SF is like always like this when you go this caster build. You will have some good timing, and I mean GPK definitely has been playing well so far. But now you're at that timing that you have this 5-second BKB. So once that is down, you can definitely just die to these heroes. The problem is also that you don't have the defensive support. You don't have a force staff. Actually, I guess BCC has a force staff, but there's like limited ways of helping GPK if they get to go on him. And Xandi also, like I said, he's dealing a lot of damage right now. His item build is that he can his astral steps are just gonna do so much damage as well.
He is the Junta in this game. He's going with Linkers as well to ensure that the hunt never stops and they can't repel him. And the other thing to look out with Unique, right, is you can see the kind of cute elements of it, because they've got this Drow Ranger and this SF with these cooldown reductions. And I guess the mindset is like, if we can just run from fight to fight, like the fact we have BKB uptime is better, right? Like every fight will be able to activate BKBs, whereas for HellRaisers, they need this big moment with that magic community to convincingly win a fight to do anything.
Yeah.
So far, they've been finding that time and time again. Roche is going to be up in 15 seconds, so expect Unique to make a play as they smoke out of their base towards the jungle.
They probably just want to secure the Roche area, maybe put some wards around there, and like they could think about playing on that Roshan area, try to chunk them away from not letting that. If Unique could take that over, like this high ground here, they could potentially just have a really good advantage on the vision/positioning game right now. But
okay,
they do know they're here now.
Yeah, they've killed the courier, but this looks like a bait attempt. They're moving up to that high ground area you're talking about. Rubik, however, has gone a different way. He wants to shove in the wave, and we'll show.
That's pretty good, because now they have to show on the wave themselves to kill this wave, and they can just hit the Roshan. It's gonna die pretty fast. You have to be here already.
Yeah. But HR's not smoked up, so they see this. BCC throws down the blood right straight away to control Lil Soulbind long range, jump in with the rupture, the Hex on the 2. The piggies are running, but they're running their own slaughter as they bring Kisani down to half HP. Stolen, moving away with the Underlord. The problem is you have left Chaos Knight behind. He has the Silver Edge to get away, however. Shadow Demon has to buy back. And that almost looked a little bit awkward for the side of HR. Still going to get more awkward, though. They're trying to TP him right now. However, the second wave is ready to play.
They don't have big SF ulti now, so they should definitely try to get the value of this.
Duracho goes in, stun for 3 seconds, Phantasm activate, they will blow up Grimstroke straight away, buyback comes out. BCC's the next target, bring him down low, Bloodseeker is going to be burst through, and now Shadow Fiend in trouble, GPK, no BKB for 10 seconds, dragged into his set death with a 4-second stun, and at the high ground, they see the Rubik poking and prodding, but no longer, as he will also fall to HR. These buybacks, though, this is the do-or-die fight. They're looking for 19 team. If they can snipe him out, they'll have them on the edge of the abyss, but they're not able to do so, and BCC is still fast enough to move away from that Chaos Bolt.
Right.
GPK just got buyback. Yep.
Yeah, so
They were like, wait, why is he not bought back yet? Is this our moment to go in the pit? This could actually backfire now because they're moving in with the Hex as well. Lil being brought low. GPK trying to charge out that Requiem to get the play out, and he will be able to. It's not going to fear too many heroes with the BKBs. Chaos Knight brought low. On the side, BCD stunned for 4 seconds, but he hit the Rupture, ensuring Duracho cannot move around. They're going to bring them down. Funnick on the high ground manages to get up there, but the BKB's running out, and so is his HP pause. They'll run him down. The diebacks are falling in, and they're falling in favor of Unique.
yeah, no 0 buybacks on. I mean, they have on Phoenix 1, but Roshan is definitely going for Unique now. This is like the good thing for that fight to happen is that first start fights with Unique forcing 2 heroes killed from HellRaisers, so they don't have buybacks. They use the buybacks then first. Then HellRaisers goes in with to kill a few of Unique's heroes, but then they buyback, and now Unique again has all their spells ready, and they can just take the fight. It's just this Asaf ult is like so much like it makes the fight difference.
It's so obnoxious.
Yeah, it's just like you don't really have many ways of dealing with that, and you can't really stop it either because you have the BKB Asaf ult. Like he will always get his ulti off, and that's just gonna make that chaos in those fights. And it's not like we have been talking about a lot about this Asaf, but it's not only this Asaf. They also have a Drow Ranger with a lot of farm as well that you have to respect in these fights. It's not only the Asaf that you can have to deal with, it's also the Drow.
Yeah, and it's still that combo of the other 3 heroes, right? With the
Yeah,
Soulbind Ruptures, the Lifts, the Fey Bolts, and these Hexes as well. So valuable in this late game through White Grimstroke has for a long time been one of those, I don't want to say controversial picks, one of those ones that often people look at and go, why does he do so much?
Yeah, that's gonna be megas for them.
It is.
Probably not gonna be able to end the game here, but
They could poke if they want to, though, right?
Yeah.
They've got the Aegis, they've got all the cooldowns.
maybe the one thing they wanna do is that since they did use buybacks, and it's an important series for them, they maybe want to get the 2-0 here. So you know, you wanna just go back, chill a bit, get your. You don't wanna make any ways of risking that you're gonna lose this game. So you could, in theory, wait for buybacks and then go again. But at the same time, they can still push with the Aegis if they want.
And
Let's
at the
see if
same
they
time,
decide.
like they have buyback on Drow, right? So they've got the Aegis on GPK. They could try and push this in and just, you know, go for the juggler and end it. I think the dumb part for HellRaisers when they're looking back at this replay is that buyback on the fight. GPK didn't have the money. That's why it happened. BZZ, 4 seconds stun. Soulbind, they're baiting themselves in, though. He's not the target. The Requiem was going to come through. The BKB is there for KSI, so he's protected against it. 19-teen, however, trying to whittle down the targets. Funnick will get them out just in time, but before they could finish the BZZ kill. So that is for nothing in the end. And on the side, they left someone behind. They forgot about their pixie, their little fairy princess, because, you know, fairies aren't real.
No one dies.
Lil gets out.
Alright.
Alright. The
Well.
problem is, while the BKB was used by GPK and by 19-teen, that thing we talked about before is coming into effect,
Yeah.
which is the cooldown reductions.
Yeah, they're gonna have them again. Chaos also is gonna have an ultimate almost ready here. He has an Octarine as well on his backpack. But he's gonna buy the blessing, Dragon Blessing, so he wants to have that as well. And now he's gonna have basically 6-slotted Asaf here, ready to do some work.
6 slotted with the Aegis.
Yeah.
Balanced? We think yes. GPK playing it? We think no.
They're probably just gonna try to push here. They like I said, they could wait for the buybacks if they want on the supports.
But you are, of course, admitting the HellRaisers are going to get their buybacks as well, right?
That's the thing as well. But it's still like it's not that easy for HellRaisers to fight inside the base, into the Aegis as well, like against the Mega Crypt as well. To respect that as well.
And looks like they're coming. They got a little bit of time left on this egg. It's about a minute, so they want to make a play as they'll move up through the mid lane into the Radiant base. Do or die. Phonic, the captain, standing true, ready to defend these tier 4s, but standing there won't do enough. You have to go in. 19 team. Disruption's going to come out to protect him. Chaos Knight has to move away. Soulbind connects on the 2. Force them away. The Rupture burning through the health of the Chaos Knight. The BKB to run away is being brought low. We'll make it to the fountain. Barely, though. And I say, you can stand there. You can wait in there while we deal with your buildings. Glyph already forced out.
Sunny bought the rapier, but he doesn't have it yet. And now he's flying it from... He bought it from the dire side.
Oh,
okay, now he has it.
Yeah, Beast Hexed up right now. First Crown coming out. The BKB's available for Shadow Fiend. He'll activate it and they'll just burst through in case Sunny trying to run away. The final arrow to fly through. He has to dissimulate dodge it. The problem is you leave behind your team hung and dry. And as a result, with 2 now dead, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble as Unique will look to just end this game here and now. Final fight, moving in. GPK, celebratory requiem. He screams, yay, at the top of his demonic voice as they run them down, bringing these heroes low. BCC's able to move away. And they finally realize they just need to start hitting this throne as 19 team will turn around, bringing the Ancient down, but not before he finishes off Phonic.
All right. Well, good game from Unique, I would say, in general. I think they were in charge of this game for the most part. I would say there was like a slight misplay in that mid lane at like 40 minutes where they gave a little bit of room for HellRaisers to come back, but still I would say they were mostly in charge of the game for most part, and they just itemized really well. They also played like their lineup to their strengths. They played together, like they have to protect each other with the items. I like how they played in general. HellRaisers had some problems making the CK work. It did look like an okay CK game, but the SF last pick really made it not so good anymore. The SF pick definitely made a lot of work. So yeah, cool series from Unique and important series as well for them to still like keep. I think they can still have a potential shot to go for the upper bracket, if correct.
I believe so. Like the state of Unique, if I just whip up the scoreboard right now, Unique were sitting 2-1-3 overall, so they just got 2 more wins to add to the retinue, which I think makes them surpass HellRaisers, who were up at a total of 8 wins and 2 losses. Now goes to 8 wins, 4 losses, while Team Unique now has 7 wins, 7 losses apiece. So it's going to be close. They might be able to slide in there at this rate.
They have one more series today to go against Mad Golems, so that's going to be like their very important series to fight for. But yeah, I think Unique has been, at least these 2 games, they look pretty good. Like HellRaisers has been looking pretty good as well in this tournament so far, and Unique, I think they were kind of this whole series, I think they were showing that I think they were the better team. I don't think HellRaisers were they had some chances to win the games, but I think both of these games they were like playing from behind for most part. So I think Unique definitely looked pretty strong in this series.
Definitely. They've definitely set a good pace and a good way to warm up the day for them. And that aforementioned Mud Golems game will be the 3rd series. Before we get to that, Mud Golems has a different opponent. And this has some importance, shall we say, because it's very unlikely that Viking aren't going to make it at this stage, considering they are sitting with a total score of 12 wins and 2 losses. Mm-hmm. But apparently just getting 1 win here will absolutely guarantee that they just get the top spot, I believe. Which is obviously nice, gives you your pickings. And we will see if they can do that after a short break when we return for Viking.gg. We just had a fancy new rebrand up against the still unbranded random stack, probably looking for sponsor unless they're really big Mud Golem fans. It is, of course, the Farther Stack Mud Golems.